The worms appear to have left for now. I don't think we'll find them in the dirt.
Well, I'm not going to dig for them. That's... Meh. I don't want to touch them.
Two little worms. Whatever.
Well, I mean, they turned into the big one.
Yeah, and how'd that go for it?
It made more.
Yeah, but theoretically, those were probably the same ones that it merged to make. It's not relevant. Either way, I'm not sure what else we can do here for the moment. There's a number of things learned this day.
Your poison didn't work, for one. It just drank it.
Yeah, this is one thing learned. We either need stronger poison, or poison is not as effective as buckshot.
Okay, well, as long as they're not, like, multiplying near our hollow, that's fine for now, I guess.
If they were, how would we know? They're in the dirt.
I mean, your goblin berries might start getting worms in them, that's one way.
Yeah, yes, but... So far, no. But if that goblin was telling the truth, not sure how much longer they'll be healthy. Hence why I was a bit hasty looking into this infection of the hedge. But I suppose, like, we can pass this information up to the rest of the courts. Whether or not they already know, I don't know. Do I know if the courts know anything about worms in the hedge?
The only thing that you're aware that the courts know is that there is something going on in the hedge related to parasites, but pretty much no further research has been done on the subject. So beyond that, you're unsure if they've even put resources into it. Their resources might be completely tied up with trying to house the individuals fleeing.
Okay. Well, what do you think? Take this preliminary report, or keep looking into the matter?
Well, I just had a separate, disconcerting thought. That goblin that we talked to, Rum, he had a goblin berry that was infected, right? On him?
He did, I believe so, yes.
So he's brought those worms to the human side.
Well, from what we were seeing earlier, these worms are not Fae at all. Perhaps they came from the human side.
So if we figure out maybe where they come from, maybe that's another clue on how to get rid of them.
And, well, we could search for it. The hedge. You simply need a goal in mind once you start walking the paths of the hedge. Whether or not you end up at that goal, though, is... who knows?
I'm not in a hurry to find out right now. So, yeah, we can go and tell the rest of the freehold if they can start looking into that. They'll probably assign us.
I do have one more matter I want to test. On the way back, perhaps.
Gonna shoot something again?
No. Do not worry.
That makes me worried.
Don't worry about it.
That makes me worried even more.
Yeah, I want to see how these worms react to otherwise healthy fruit.
Wouldn't they just eat it?
I don't know.
Oh,
It's not very good science to assume.
I guess. Okay. You're gonna give it one of your personal fruits? 'Cause I don't have any
I have
fruits.
plenty.
Plenty. Must be nice. Okay.
Well, if you want to start farming, simply take up the tools.
I don't farm. I buy from farmers. That's how I make my food.
As I said to that goblin back in the car, maybe diversify your assets, Nah, this isn't relevant. Shall we get moving?
Yes, let's get out of here. We're done here, I suppose.
So I'm assuming Leon heads back into his hollow for a moment to take a clean fruit.
I mean, I can carry them on my person at all times, so there's no reason I wouldn't be. Already.
All right.
I can only carry like 3 though, so it's kind of yeah.
So go.
Big. Are they big? You can only carry 3?
No, they're based on your word. Weird.
Oh, I see.
Any more, just like shrivel up and die.
So why don't you give me a wits plus occult to hedge spin your direction? You're able to make your way back to the infected grove that you were originally at.
Okay. Anything changed since we've been here?
Nope. There's legitimately nothing different. There's still the split open fruits that you had cut open earlier. There's still there's also still the hole in the ground from where the large one came out.
Okay, perhaps look into that afterwards, because I don't know if going into the wormhole is a good idea.
How big is the hole? How big was the worm?
It was roughly, in-game terms, it was roughly a size 6.
Oh, that big. Okay. I did not picture that in my mind as that big. Okay.
Alright, so I'm gonna place the healthy fruit kind of below one of the infected fruits and just cut it open and see if the worms that fall onto the healthy fruit do anything.
As you cut open this fruit, all the worms, and they land, no matter where they land, they start to burrow. However, you notice as they burrow into the fruit, they don't actually leave burrow marks. The little ones,
they are going into the fruit, okay.
and you also notice the little ones don't seem to leave burrow marks in the ground either.
Okay. I'm sure they're in there, but I'm gonna cut open the fruit I just put on the floor. Just confirm that they are in the fruit now.
As you actually cut open this fruit, it has already started to twist and contort into this purplish color. As your sword comes down on it, when it splits open, roll me a perception.
Oh boy.
Francis, you can also roll perception here.
Sure, I'm watching as he's doing this. Growth. 1 success.
You're both relatively sure of this. You can't put any numbers on it because it's just not feasibly possible to do so. But you're pretty confident that there are more worms in this fruit than what actually burrowed into it.
So they multiply incredibly quickly. This is good to know.
And they only do it in the fruit? Maybe?
I don't know.
That was really
Presumably,
fast.
They could do it in anything that is organic and Fae.
Well, that's true. The rum did say somebody ate an infected fruit and they bursted with worms, right?
I can't remember if it was plural or singular, but yes.
Well, even singular, apparently they're made up of multiples, right?
Yeah. So
One giant worm is millions and billions of little worms.
By this point, all the worms from the newly infected fruit have already burrowed into the ground.
Very well. Well, I believe this is good enough for an initial report to the courts. And I believe it's also time to start looking into proper PPE when dealing with these things.
Because they didn't leave any burrow marks in the fruit. Would they be able to get through your protective whatever you're getting?
I don't know, but it's better than nothing.
More of your experiments, I'm sure.
It's just a precaution. I mean, if you have to grab something that's on fire, it's going to burn you. But if you have something between you and between your skin and the fire, it'll burn less, presumably. Maybe. I don't know.
I'll let you find that one out.
You work in the kitchen. You should know this.
I mean, that makes sense for the example you gave, but I've never worked with devouring worms before.
Well, maybe we'll find out what happens when your mount ate those worms.
Oh yes, where is my mount? Is he following us?
Unless you had given him some other specific instruction, yes, he would be following you.
I hadn't told him anything else, so yeah, I guess. How does he look?
He looks like a praying mantis.
That looks good to me. No bursting yet. No, okay. Doesn't look uncomfortable.
So it is hard to read insectoid features.
Yeah.
You'd think he'd have a better, instinctive understanding, because,
Fae.
whatever. Yeah. Very well. I believe this concludes our business in the hedge for now. Unless you have anything else you wish to do while we're here.
Not here specifically. I was going to do something else, but I think that can wait another time. So yeah, I'm done here.
Very well. I suppose at this time I'm going to start heading to whatever central organization. Does the Freehold have a central spot where things are run from, or is it just decentralized? We meet up when we need to meet up.
They got a city hall?
No, they don't have a city hall. It is meet up when you have to meet up.
Okay. Well, I will, I guess I will leave the hedge, first of all.
Leaving it through your normal trod gateway that leads to Sonya's apartment.
I mean, it's a trot, it's the safest way, so yeah.
We'll go ahead and move on. Jimmy and Sonya But you're not going to be alone for very long as Leon and Francis make their way through the opening into the apartment. You guys have just gotten back from your performance, Jimmy.
And they're back already, is that right?
They pretty much arrive almost as you do.
Question, how does it look when they come in and out from the hedge?
It's very dreamlike. The best way you can describe it, if you had to describe it to somebody, is as if one of the doors in your apartment folds in on itself, becomes lined, and it looks almost like a tunnel made of thorns and vines. They walk in almost like a visage, and then things start to solidify again. Your doorway returns to the way it was. You can see into the room beyond, and they become solid at that point.
Well, honey, I'm home. What was you two? You look... I don't know, you look something.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't hear a word of what you just said.
Sorry. It's, what happened to you two? You look, I don't know, you look like something.
Well, we returned from our investigations into the hedge. Nothing fancier than that. Now, I already could have told you beforehand what that goblin that we spoke to the other night was speaking the truth, but looked into the matter further and determined that it is likely a parasitic infection of the hedge, as the freehold has confirmed, and we've done a little more digging into the matter. Of course, none of this concerns you, I imagine.
Do you want the honest answer, or...?
I don't care for one, no. Not everyone cares for the other side of them now, as much as I would. But that's fine. Every man to himself.
My concern isn't what happens when, right now with the hedge, like I say, you're right about that. Stay away from there as much as I can, but one thing you said is that, well, if the hedge is compromised, it means that we're looking at Arcadia beginning to come through, isn't it? The walls falling down.
This is a likely outcome, yeah. Nothing we can confirm now, just suspicion. And I take it that even someone who does not care for the Fae still cares if Arcadia comes knocking.
You're damn right I do.
Very well. Well, let me share with you what we've discovered, very preliminarily. It appears that there are a number of small worm-like creatures that now burrow throughout the infected portions of the hedge. They appear to multiply, breed, divide within goblin fruit, and they also appear to possess the ability to merge themselves into larger and larger worms. When killed, these larger worms seem to explode back into the same amount of worms that made up them.
Right. And I mean, what are they doing other than that? It just sounds like there's infestation in the fruit. Does it matter?
Well, they did attack a fairly large worm, and as a matter of fact, did attack Larkspur as we were investigating the fruit. So even if they are not actively hunting, they are still either territorial or dangerous. Whether or not they are directly related to the dying hedge, I don't know.
Do any of the powers that be know about this yet?
Not yet.
Gonna
We
tell
were
them?
returning to deliver that report now. Well, I was.
Right, well. And just go look around and see if anyone else has got anything to say. Any questions or whatever.
Sonya just nods. Would you excuse me for a moment? And she kind of dashes to the restroom and kind of shuts the door. And along with the day that she had seeing her, I guess, ex-husband, previous life, and now getting news about what's going on in the hedge, she proceeds to vomit in the toilet and just kind of starts rocking herself, trying not to clean, but basically having a nervous breakdown in the bathroom.
From the outside, I'm gonna go in. On the outside, I go and sit in the doorway. Just talk through the door. It's Sonya, I know you're in. Obviously, I know you're in there, but you don't have to respond. But just so you know, I'm out here. I'll be waiting. And
She's kind of
together.
She's kind of getting up. What are you talking about? Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. And she's kind of looking and, kind of washing her face. It was just, it must have been the drinks we had. I haven't drank in a while. That's what it was. It was the drinks.
I've been there myself.
Sonya, you said you're washing your hands?
Yeah, my hands, face, kind of trying to calm herself.
I'm guessing there's a mirror above the sink?
Yes.
As you splash cold water on your face and look up, you do not see your reflection. You see the large, antlered helmet of the Huntsman looking back at you. He raises a finger and taps the glass. And roll me an empathy check. Wits plus empathy.
3 empathy. Where is it? Oh, 3, 4, 5. Three successes.
The eyes underneath the helmet. You see the very corners of them turn up as if he's smiling. His eyes are smiling. He taps the mirror one more time, lowers his hand, throws his head back, and slams it forward into the mirror. The mirror begins to crack. He repeats it again. Everybody outside the room, you want to roll me a perception check?
I was gonna ask, do we hear that?
Perception check to hear cracking glass. Okay, boss, got it.
2.
You can hear the shattering glass on the other side of the door.
I didn't think the worm news was that bad.
Sonya.
No, 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 no. She starts trying to wipe away the huntsman from the glass.
As you try to wipe it, I'm gonna need you to take a point of lethal damage as the glass cuts into your hand and this is when the second headbutt comes and the glass shatters further. Also, I think a composure check is definitely in order here.
Just a straight composure.
Straight composure.
One.
Okay. You maintain control.
Barely.
Is she all right in there?
Sonya. No.
No, stop. It's not real. Then she starts kind of like banging herself against the door. Is the huntsman still there?
As you look at the mirror, he throws his head back a third time and slams it again. At this point, the mirror completely shatters. Take 2 points of lethal damage as literally these shards of glass are fired almost like a projectile.
She obviously lets out a very agonizing scream, both physically and emotionally. There's no holding back.
Did Sonya lock the door when she went in?
Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna kick the door.
All right. I'm not going to make you roll for that. I mean, you have plenty of time to keep putting your boot into it until it finally gives.
I'll help. Yeah.
All
They'll
3 people just drop kick the door. Boom!
They'll just see me picking up the broken glass barehanded. Just, it's dirty. He's going to be so angry. He's so angry.
Grab Sonya's hands and just like, stop. Sonya, stop. Where are you? Look at me. Tell me where you are.
Then she's shutting her eyes. She doesn't want to open them. If I open them, he's there.
Can we see it?
And her hands are just clenching the glass, so blood is just running down as she's cutting herself.
Now, to answer your question, Jimmy, right now, all the mirror was completely annihilated. All the glass shards are very, very small. You can definitely see they exploded outwards. There's a few little pieces left inside the frame, essentially. You do see a little bit of what could be maybe one of the antlers, but the fragments are so small you honestly can't tell at all. At least nothing for certain.
I'm going to take off the shirt, the finest flannel shirt that I'm wearing. Try and wrap up Sonya's hands in it. It's like, let go. Remember where you are. Look at me, Sonya.
And she like slowly, along with her clenched hands, like opens the glass and her eyes.
Remember where you are.
And she's looking around. I'm home. But he was here. He was here. He was here. I saw him. I heard him. He was here. He knows where I am.
He's gone now.
No, he's not. He's not gone. He's not gone. He's here. He's here. You don't get it. He's here.
I've seen him as well.
And once again, the pitiful hunter hides behind glass.
Sonya, let me see your hands. Okay. I'm gonna use a contract. Gift of Warm Blood. So cost willpower and glamour. Dice pool, wits, medicine, mantle. Medicine. Oh, mantle's just one. I'll just have to add that. Each success downgrades one wound from aggravated lethal to bashing to fully healed.
Right, so it downgrades 3 lethal into bashing damage.
Mm. So they're starting to close up. They're not looking as cut up as they were.
Yay. And she's kind of looking at her hands and, touching her face because obviously she felt it. He said he knew where we were, where I was. And he was in the mirror and he broke the mirror. He broke the mirror. He laughed. You only laugh when you know you've won.
Not necessarily.
Yes, he broke his avenue of attack, and now he can't attack through the mirror anymore.
This is how they do it. They try and get in your head. And if you let them get in your head, they will win. We ain't gonna let that happen.
I'm sorry, but I think he's already burrowed in my mind.
We move on. That's what we do. We stay ahead of them.
What is everyone gonna do for the rest of the day? I don't know if I want to be around all of you. You're all so calm. And I don't know if it'd be good for you to be around someone like me.
We're not leaving you.
It may not be good for us to be around you, you say, but it's definitely not good for you to not be around us.
What you said.
Okay, well.
You've got a hotel right now. Why don't we slip into a couple of rooms there? Disappear for a night. If he does know we're here, I'll say we won't be.
That sounds like a plan. Oh dear, I've made a mess of my bathroom. I just cleaned it. And you're all my guests.
Don't worry about your bathroom. You made a mess of your hands.
If I recall, you didn't break the mirror.
I did not. But it's still my mess to clean.
We did break your door, though, so...
The door has seen better days as you look over at it, Sonya. It had 3 boots put into it in very quick succession. It's especially a very... yeah. Leon's boot put probably a little bit of a bigger hole just because of his nature of being a combat character.
I only have 3 strength. What do you...
Oh, it just gives me another project. Perhaps go to the hardware store and get it fixed. Keeps my mind occupied. Where were we in before I had my meltdown? What are we going to do?
Oh, don't worry about that. Right now, we just need to get out of here for the time being.
Okay. And she slowly gets up, kind of wipes herself. I'll need my bag and some cleaning supplies. She starts making a list of things that she needs to get.
As she's making this list and gathering the items, what is Leon doing?
I am composing an email to send to the higher-ups in the summer court about my worm investigation findings.
Alright, you're just sending an email to me.
I figured I'm just gonna pass up the information and just end it with, if there's anything in particular you want me to look into, or, further orders, let me know, but I'll keep looking into this myself.
Alright. With it being late in the day as it is, you don't expect a message back this evening.
Yeah.
Francis.
Yes.
What are you doing as she prepares?
Francis is gonna walk around the house checking all of the mirrors and windows and reflective surfaces. Make sure there's no echo.
Alright. As you're moving about, the only thing that you see is your own reflection in these. It doesn't take too long to get through a, relatively small apartment and its reflective surfaces, so all of them show just your reflection.
Okay, well, guess he's not here anymore. Maybe. At least not in these mirrors and windows. Maybe should I turn them, like face them down or something? What do you guys think? Or is he gone and doesn't matter anymore?
I mean, it's not like he can fit through a mirror. I wouldn't be too concerned.
I wouldn't want to question that.
Oh, he'll reach up and turn one mirror around.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
What are you doing as Sonya prepares her list?
Jimmy's going to grab his guitar, and then he's ready to go. And check outside.
Check outside for what exactly?
Just outside the apartment, like look up and down the corridor or the street or whatever. Is it? I don't know if it's what story it's on, but
As you look left and right down the hallway, you just see what you would expect to see. Just a long hallway, carpeted floor. A couple of the neighbors are exiting their apartment. There's a couple that do look over at your apartment, or at Sonya's apartment, I should say. They do give it a little bit of a longer glance. Realistically, you can probably guess that the mirror breaking, was probably heard by a good portion of the complex. Or maybe not a good portion, but at least the nearby neighbors on this floor.
so don't worry about that. It was trying to fit a new mirror, and well, accidents happen.
Most of them kind of go, that's what that noise was, nod to you, and proceed to move about their daily chores, whatever it is they're doing.
Go back inside. Anything, Francis? Anything?
Haven't seen any other apparitions, no. If that was what we were asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing. I checked all the mirrors and windows. I didn't see anything but me.
No, thanks for checking that. Guess one of us had to.
Yeah, that's making me worried too.
Yeah. At this point, I'm going to go a little bit closer to Francis so that Sonya doesn't overhear any. Have you seen him as well?
I mean, besides the dream we all had? Did I? I don't remember. Check my notes.
You saw him in a frying pan.
Yeah.
That's right, I did. Yeah, I saw him when I was at my restaurant. I was cleaning up and checking pots and pans and knives and stuff, and he showed up in one of my pans. I freaked out. Dropped it, made a big mess. But he didn't do anything else. He didn't try to break through my pan. So this seems like he's getting more and more, what's the word? Bold? Overt?
Seems like that.
Like he's trying harder and harder.
What I'm wondering is, as comfortable as it's got here, time to call it, move on.
Oh, do you think he's got this place made and we should skip town?
I'm thinking of it. I mean, what I said to Sonya earlier is, I wish that was the case, but
I mean, that's really all we can do right now, right? Is run. We don't really stand a chance against him, do we?
Is Leon within earshot of any of this?
don't mind Leon hearing it. It's Sonya I'm trying to keep it from.
Okay, so I would say Leon can be part of this conversation, should he choose to be.
Well, I for one have no intention to run again.
What are you gonna do?
I will either kill him or I will die.
I've
They
heard.
already took one life from me. I'm not gonna let them take another one that we built here.
I've heard rumors If you manage to kill a hunter, they just send another.
Then I'll kill that one too.
It would be constant. So it's
This is
either,
any different than constantly running?
I feel like constantly running is less risk to my body.
What's your body worth on the run? If you can't build a life for yourself permanently, what's the point?
What kind of life is just waiting for the next attack? I don't know.
What kind of life is waiting for the next evidence that you've been found and running away? To each their own, but I have
Yes.
no intention to run. So if you wish to run, then I wish you the
I have
best of luck,
Fiji's.
but
I don't
Fiji's dice.
want to run. I want a life. I want to stay in one place and make my restaurant famous again and have a family again and all these things again. But if he's just gonna keep, I don't want to put those things in danger by staying. I don't want to sleep with a shotgun. But at the same time, I don't want to run all over the world.
well, you'll either have to find a compromise or you'll learn to live with one of the two options.
It's about at this point that Sonya finishes her packing. She does notice you guys discussing something she hasn't heard. But her eyes are now squarely on you as she has finished her list and her packing.
Okay, so I have everything that we need, and let's just lock up my apartment. Did you turn over my mirrors?
I did, yes. Just in case. He seems to like shiny things. So if we don't give him that, maybe he... Well, I don't know. I had an idea and I thought it would help.
It makes sense. Okay, so we can go now. Yes. We have a plan, right? Are we... What is
Well-
this plan?
We'll go to your. You got the hotel that you work in. You know where some empty rooms are. We just stay there for a couple of nights.
Okay, I'll just let the night manager know emergency, and we should be able to get at least a room or two.
I mean, does that mean we have to pay, or is it worth keeping this, a little bit hush hush?
Get an employee discount?
He owes me one, so I think we can play it off. Get the employee special discount.
Well, that employee special discount, pays off. It doesn't take long for you guys to make your way from the apartment to the hotel, even by foot. This town's not huge. As upon getting into... It's 2 rooms. Unfortunately, with how many college students there are, a lot of the rooms are taken up, and each day that goes by, this hotel's already talking about putting up a no vacancy sign. Now, everybody, without need of a perception check, As soon as you enter into whatever room, whoever you're bunking with, you notice in both of these rooms, there's a gateway to the hedge.
Goblins. Not surprising.
Where?
Were goblins staying in this room?
There were many goblins. I mean, statistically, it's quite possible, yeah.
Is that going to be a problem?
Depends if you think the hunter simply found the apartment or is just following us. A lot easier to walk through a door from the hedge than it is to crawl through a mirror.
So we should close this then.
Only time can close a hedge door.
Who's with who, actually? There's 2 rooms. Who's...
I imagine Jimmy's with Sonya.
Yeah, might as well just keep the party split the same way.
That's fine. They seem to have an understanding of each other.
I don't recall leaving this open. I kind of stare at the hedge or the opening.
Is it a trod on the other side, or is it just a hedge?
It is definitely a trod.
Alright, I want to at least close off the trod, try hedge spinning.
Roll me intelligence plus occult. This is going to be an opposed roll.
As he rolls, I have a question. Are these like rooms right next to each other with a door in the middle, or do we gotta go around?
They are right next to each other, and they would have the standard door to the next room.
Okay.
I've still got to make my roll. The hedge actively resists you. It isn't too long after you attempted to remove this trod that Rum Shortstack makes his way into the trod and into your room. Hey, how you guys doing?
What is this thing doing here? What are you doing here?
Don't worry about this guy. This is Rum Shortstack, who I had the wonderful experience of acquainting myself with the other night, and now knows all about telephones and milk, if memory serves.
Ah, yes, milk. Milk was delicious. So, what are you two doing here?
Oh, just staying here like you.
Ah, so you're joining us. Yes, yes, yes. All the goblins here. These are all very useful, and he kind of turns back and points at the gate. We've been hard at work making sure every single one of these rooms has one.
Yeah, because that's the problem.
It's a problem if we can't walk out and, do the things that we need to do. It looks weird sometimes.
While we're in here, we need you to close this one up.
See, that's problematic for me. Because obviously we kind of need these. This is how we get back into the hedge without people noticing a a huge line. I learned that word, line. It's where people stand in a row and wait for something. If we were to do that at one of the other gates, it would look really, really suspicious, apparently. So, Freehold decided it was the best idea for us to have our own gateways in our rooms so we could just get into the hedge whenever we needed to because, well, as you know...
I know, but Right now, you're not staying in this room. We are.
Take another room. There's plenty of rooms. Plenty. You don't need this one.
Francis is gonna knock on the middle door.
Rum looks over at the door.
Guess who's here? So I send that towards the door.
It's locked. You have to open it.
Just go and open it up.
Okay.
There's sort of that raise the eyebrows as you come in.
Oh, I see. Hi.
Mr. Short Stack's back.
He kind of moves his head, looking past Francis. Makes direct eye contact with Leon.
Leon, your friend's here.
I don't recall signing a friendship contract.
The delicious goblin fruit farmer. You bring anything delicious?
Depends, how much are you willing to pay?
So target payment.
It's not a charity around here.
Don't ask.
Yeah, we had a gate in our room. You have a gate in your room too. Why are there gates in our rooms?
Well,
we're goblins. We need to be able to get back into the hedge so we don't die. So the Freehold set up all these gates for us.
In every room?
Every room.
Because apparently lines are suspicious.
No? Lines are part and parcel to living on this side. Everyone stands in lines. You stand in line at the front desk, you stand in line to sit down in the restaurant, you stand in line for everything.
Yes, but standing in line to enter the porta potty down at the construction site is a little suspicious.
No?
It's if you don't work there, it's a little suspicious.
Oh, I guess.
Depending on what gate they want to go through, it's easier to just get into the hedge and then go from there.
And then, I guess not seeing anyone come out of said porta potty might be suspicious.
Yes, now you're getting the picture.
But why these rooms if you're not staying in these rooms? That doesn't make sense to me.
These are the rooms they chose.
But he said every room.
And there must be many of
They
them.
likely could have set up more gates in advance as there are more and more goblins to come seeking refuge.
So at this point, Francis, Rum has pushed past you and is already wandering up to Leon.
I knew I liked you. You're the smart one here.
And his finger reaches up and starts twirling in your hair a little bit.
Tell you what, how about if I chuck a fruit in the other room, you stay in that room?
Oh, really? Okay.
Holds out his hand.
That easy. I give him a fruit. Get away from me.
He kind of moves past Francis. He's already munching on the fruit, and he's.
Okay, so then these gates are safe then?
I mean, they're trods. The Freehold made them into trods. It makes it easier for us to get around and
Okay.
try to maybe pick up some pieces of our life too, We're not having an easy go of it.
No, I imagine not.
Hey,
I guess if...
What else comes through those, apart from you and the other goblins?
that's the other goblins so far. We haven't had any issues. Oh, you guys should come by my room. Has this excited look on his face.
Seeing as how I've got the Hopkin merit, why not?
That sound.
That was someone being unmuted.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, stop by anytime. Shimmy, right? Yeah, it was Shimmy. You taught me how to use a phone, so I'm thankful to you too. You don't smell as delicious as Leon over there, but I made a deal with Leon that I won't go into that room, so... Ah well. There'll be a loophole somewhere in there.
He's gonna, like, move the room or something, like... If I take the door off, is it really the same room? Yeah, get away from the goblins.
He's like, oh, by the way, something weird happened, actually, now that you mentioned it. Somebody stole my fruit.
Do you see who? Do you see?
I was on a daily walk in the hedge. Well, they're daily. And I came back today, and my fruit that was sitting on the nightstand was gone.
Goblin fruit?
Yeah, the one that I showed Leon.
Was it another goblin?
I don't know.
Who you sharing with?
The one you showed Leon, that was the weird one, right?
Yeah, that one.
Out of curiosity, why were you carrying that if it was not good for eating?
Because some of the goblins are only dealing with black vines. They don't know anything about the fruit, so I used it as a demonstration device, just like I did with you. See, it was a really good device to show you what I was talking about. Because Leon didn't know what I was talking about, and he's the expert in this matter.
And now it's gone.
So someone stole the sick fruit, probably ate it, and is now dead. Alright.
That means more worms, right?
But,
Probably.
like, what do they even do? Like, I know I told you about my friend that ate one and then, had come out of his chest. But, I don't know what they even do, really.
Well, I mean, clearly they kill you if you eat them, because worms aren't supposed to come out of your chest, are they?
Yeah, but I don't know.
Did your friend live? Did he survive the worm incident?
Starts poking his fingers together. To be quite fair, that made me relieve myself quite profusely, and I ran in terror.
Have you seen him since the worm incident?
No. But then again,
Okay.
I haven't went back to that location either. Gives me the heebie-jeebies.
How long ago was that?
Time's relative in the hedge.
Oh.
I tell you what, where was it? And what was it? You said it's a specific location that gives you a bit of unnerving feelings. Anything in particular there, or is it just some random little hollow or something?
I don't think it was a hollow. It was just a place in the hedge. Yeah. Nothing really specific about it. It had a goblin fruit tree. We stopped there for a rest, after all hell broke loose. The ground opened up. These worm things came out. This gigantic, husk popped out of the ground like a frickin' daisy.
You see, you didn't mention that part initially.
Why would you care?
Why don't you?
I do.
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Changeling the Lost 2nd Edition. Once more into the Hedge, part of the Domain Gaming's Contagion Anthology. Written and told by Wyverian. A special thanks to you, the listener, and if you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. And as always, comments are welcomed. Until the next chapter, don't stop asking yourself, how do you find the lost beauty in the agony of this life?